Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. So, recently, some right wing people in the tradition of white supremacy used their cronies on the left to mock God and I by using a female whose name is Cynthia Erivo. Now, I've been talking about Ari for a long time. This brings a lot of credence and definitive proof, really, to my Marissa Di Napoli playlist. Okay. Now, they brought up that they think that the left is confused, and they brought up that Joe Biden looks like he's out of sorts, so they're fuming people, they're poisoning people, they're using technology, and they're citing people in the news as points of references, right? Celebrities are being used as points of references to get at average people and to, set the stage for social norm fanaticism to be rampant. Okay, so how do I respond to this mockery? First of all, you people hid from my top martial arts challenge. Okay, you people are not going to heaven, you're going to hell. Even an agnostic knows that a short righteous life is greater than a long wicked life. It's impossible to miss that. Your lives are not ideal. You're not winning the exchange. Look at the timeline. You hide not only from my top martial arts challenge, but from debate. I said, let's go point by point. You refuse to do it, tail tucked. So what can you say? They want to argue that Jesus isn't what he is, and of course Jesus is me, which is black. They want to say that, but they resort to the female instead, because they know they look dumber than hell, pretending like the Son of God is white or Jewish or LGBT. They know that looks fucking stupid. It's like the depictions of angels, fucking retarded. Some fairy bullshit. I've gone over this many times. Luciferian, Pharisee, and Farrier connecting. Even if you don't believe the wordplay is deliberate, what have you, you know that those ideas are connected. The fairies are, fairies are a false idea. It's often used as a derogatory term for homosexuals. Okay, Pharisees lived fantasy, false bullshit, and Luciferianism is all about fantasy, false bullshit. And so they're fuming me and resorting to acting like complete kids. I mean, a mocker is a fucking bitch. People who hire mockers are bitches. If you look at the flag of the English, for example, a lot of this points to them. Freemasonry, James Bond, Robin Hood, okay, the Lord of the Rings, right, Harry Potter, all this kind of English-themed stuff, right? Okay, are they going to argue that they're more ideal than the actual idea that Christ is superimposed on? You think when people see the false image of Christ, they zoom in on, oh, he's white, he's English looking. They think that that's all that matters? That doesn't matter at all. Obviously, you're not supposed to make a false image, but they're not impressed by the look of your false image of Christ, which is also known as a false image of Christ. And just in, the biggest mockery of the idea of Christ is a white, Jewish, and LGBT mockery, especially an English mockery. Your false image of Christ plays you out to the extreme. So how are you going to mock yourselves first, and in the process of mocking yourselves and damning yourselves and your families to hell, then try to mock me in a rather feeble way? While you avoid discussions about this, while you avoid going point by point. So how can you claim some kind of victory? You're harming only yourselves and your families. And you look so fucking stupid doing so. Also notice that they refer to the people behind the play as Democrats. They're saying that cultures are so connected, right? So all that Republican racism, that's expressing itself, Republicans are behind that, but it's also left-right paradigm, right? So it shows you how things are connected. Now, I have no respect for people who fume the most righteous person ever, who want to pretend that their feeble and laughable cultures are greater than being the top martial arts ever. If these guys raped a kid in front of Jesus in your story, would you give them credit for it? What if they ate that kid? Okay, what if they raped the Virgin Mary in front of them, or they raped Jesus? Would you be like, hey, that's respectable? No, you don't get respect for doing disgusting and despicable things. So when I point out that I'm the top martial artist ever, the most righteous person ever, and your response is how many people you're starving to death, how many kids you're raping, you go out like bitches. There's nothing you can say. You can throw a bitch fit, but you're just a bitch throwing a fit. and I'm the top martial artist ever possible. Dismissed, you fucking lesser forms of life.